professional level. This is why. Hey guys, so for this video, I wanted to share one of my favorite quotes about training and trying to get better and practicing and how that impacts the way you play in the game. Now, this is a quote from Miyamoto Musashi. If you want to look into one of his famous books, the Book of Five Rings, it's a book on strategy and training. He was a famous samurai who won a bunch of duels, never lost one, and then he wrote this book. And so for hundreds of years, it's been studied because of the wisdom inside the book. And so the quote is this: you can only fight the way you practice. So you might be saying, Kyle, how does this apply to baseball? Well, you can only play as good as you practice or as hard as you practice. So I've made a video about it previously, talking about how guys just don't challenge themselves in practice. And that's why they don't see and get the results that they're expecting. So here, let me give you an example. Why do players make a lot of errors in games? Well, where in practice, I catch every one. In practice, 100 out of 100. I don't make an error, I make a good throw. Well, it's because you're hitting yourself, or you're having someone hit you routine ground balls. They're not challenging ground balls. They're not hit at 110 off the bat or 105 off the bat and short hopping you and in the hole and up the middle, and slow rollers you got to challenge yourself and get to and get rid of quickly. So if you're not practicing for the hardest plays in baseball that you can make at your position, when that play comes up in the game, you're probably not going to be able to make it. And maybe it's not an error. Maybe it's a tough play, but it's a play that if you had trained properly, you could make. And again, this is going to overall impact your recruiting, because if you're a guy that a coach shows up to a field and, routine after routine ground ball, you make them. But anytime you got to move a few steps, or you got to make a throw on the run, or you got to charge the ball and kind of barehand it, and he's never seen you make a difficult play, they're not going to think you can play that position at the next level. Routine plays are important, guys. But if you're going to stick out amongst the crowd, you can't just make the routine plays. Why do guys get busted up by velocity inside in travel ball in tournaments? Because they don't train to hit velocity on the inside corner. If you got a machine at the complex where you live and the place you go work out and hit, turn that baby up. Put it on the inside corner. Most guys don't do it because it's not fun. It sucks. There's an adjustment period where you're just getting blown up and blown up and blown up. But there's no way you're going to make that adjustment unless you challenge yourself in practice. If you're not doing it in practice, when it comes up in the game, you will fail. You have not done that play enough. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it again. When you see the best defenders in the big leagues make outstanding plays, there's not some innate gift that they're born with that you cannot attain. They practice that every day. They make hard plays during BP when they're getting hit ground balls. They take them in the hole. They take them up the middle. They do all of that. So guys, take this quote to heart. Practice like it's a game. Coordinate your practice so that it is as game-like as possible, and you're going to see immediate results. If you practice just kind of low-key, lackadaisical, just kind of routine type stuff, you're not going to see the performance that you want to see in game. Do you want to have some BP rounds that are kind of cushion jobs and you can hit a few out and stuff like that? Yeah, of course. But some of that, a good portion of it, needs to be challenging, needs to make you fail. If you're failing, that's because you're getting challenged enough. And all of a sudden, when you start to kind of have more success, up the difficulty. Guys, take this to heart. Again, if you're looking for recruiting advice, go to our website, elitesportsadvising.com. On the front page, fill out an eval request. We'll meet with you, talk about where you're at in the process, what schools may be a fit for you, and see if it makes sense. Thanks for all the support, guys, and we'll have another video tomorrow focused on recruiting.